What's poppin', everybody? It's Rule94, and today I've got what is hands down possibly my favorite set from this generation. It's probably going to be hard to top, and that is, of course, Champions Road. So this has been the scans have been out on Serbia for a while, and I read a lot of the cards, but I was doing some other stuff, so I decided not to review it and just leave it there. But we're going to review it now and upload it pretty quickly. I don't want to review stuff and then it takes a while before I upload them, and then maybe the stuff I say in the video just is kind of obsolete, because it does happen sometimes on my channel. I don't like that. But anyway, this set is fucking great, of course. It's everything that I really just want a set basically to cater to me. And what it does, basically, you guys know, is it reprints and reimagines cards from the Gold and Silver Neo sets, but most importantly and primarily from the original EX era, or Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald era, however you want to refer to that. And it's just awesome. Now, if they did this all the time, you could say, man, that's kind of lazy, reprinting the exact art and stuff. But if they do this sometimes, and the EX era and the Gold and Silver is just the right era to do this, it's just great. Giving us back this exact art from those classic cards with similar and updated effects. It's just perfect. So let's get into it. Let me look at you first. You probably don't do anything. Alright, no. Just a regular Bellsprout. Got the Weeping Bell. What do you do? Attach a grass energy from your hand. Okay. 99% of the cards, the art of the cards, are basically reimagined reprints from existing cards. Like, for example, this guy, I don't really remember him, if he's from the Neo sets or what have you. But let's see. So, Victor Bell, Fragrance Trap. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, switch your opponent's active Pokemon to one of their bench Pokemon. So it's basically Bright Look, Bloodthirsty Eyes, but on a coin flip. But you can do this every turn. You don't have to evolve your Pokemon every time. Metagross had this before. I believe a Ludicolo from Primal Clash maybe had this, or I think it was Flash Fire, I don't remember. But yeah, we've seen this before, as with many things. It's not a useless ability if you get the heads, but the coin flip, of course, is in the way. And his attack, Corrosive Acid, you flip a coin, if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. It only does 80 for 3. So not that great, the attack isn't that great, the ability is alright. If it had maybe a better attack, like if this attack maybe did like, I don't know, it should have done at least 120 and then you flip with a burn, then maybe. 140 HP is kind of lacking. For this era, it's not exactly the standard. So, mediocre guy. Maybe the ability will be good though. Next we got the Scyther here. Not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure this art is from the EX era, yeah. You got Duplicate, search your deck for up to 2 Scyther and put them on your bench, then shuffle your deck. From the Team Rocket set, I think, actually, maybe, yeah. So, pretty good. It's a Call for Family kind of thing for only Scyther, but he has a pretty good evolution with Scizor, so it's not bad to have, you know, your basic Pokemon support you like that. And Agility, just you flip a coin, if heads, prevents all effects of attacks and shit, all that stuff, does 20. So not that great, but Scizor is going to be pretty good. Let's see, do you do anything? Come on, load quickly. Don't want to waste time. Alright, nothing. Ariados, you got 70 HP, pretty weak. Let's see if you got some good attacks. Functions on 1 energy, so that's a good thing at least. Reactive Poison. This attack does 50 damage, 50 more damage for each special condition in your opponent's active Pokemon. Alright, so I guess if you use this in Expanded and you use lasers and shit, you're doing 70 automatically. Yeah. And if you get the sleep, it's going to do 120. That's still a little low. I mean, compared to other Pokemon that can just do mass damage for 1 energy. But maybe with the right deck, maybe if you use this with Pokemon that inflict conditions, like, for example, Delphox from the Forbidden Light can instantly burn. and you do a bunch of shit. Maybe you can make this work. I'm pretty sure this is like a remake from the good old Flareon Ariados deck that did this shit. You use Flareon and you inflict the 2 conditions, and then this guy could do a lot of damage. It won't be so hot as it was back then, but it's here. Remake guy. And Spider Trap, the defending Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. Before applying this effect, you may switch one of your opponent's Pokemon with one of the defending Pokemon. So it's pretty great. You can actually pull something and you inflict double condition. So what you can do, I guess, is you can pull something like a wall or a support Pokemon, get it stuck there hopefully with the sleep and poison, and you can do mass damage, kill it, get a free knockout basically. Could work. HP is pretty low though, not gonna lie. We got this Cacnea from Sandstorm, yeah, kind of random. Some of these cards are iconic cards that they're reprinting, some of them are just kind of random. I'm pretty sure this didn't have an ability, this Cacnea, the original one. So Poison Payback. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out, defending Pokemon is now poisoned. Alright. And you got Cacturn. This guy's definitely from Sandstorm. Cacturn, one of my favorite grass Pokemon. And Poison Payback. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from your opponent's attacks, is poisoned too. Alright. Same effect. And Feint Attack, you choose one of your opponent's Pokemon, does 20 damage, and it's not affected by... Wow, does that... No, it's not. Doesn't do 20, that must be an error. It's 50, it says here. So it's a 50 snipe, not the greatest thing, but I believe that's what it is. Maybe the effect is slightly different. Maybe it does more damage, I guess. They have a condition. I don't remember. I read this on PokeBeach a while back, and now I'm reading this again. It definitely doesn't do 20 for 3. That's ridiculous. It does 50, I think. All right. And next we got Macargo. Okay, Slugma doesn't do shit, but Macargo is good. So an iconic Pokemon from an iconic deck from the EX era, Ludicargo, and Cargo here, you smooth over. Once during your turn, you can search your deck for a card, and then you put it on top of the card, on top of the deck. So pretty good. And Ludicolo basically lets you draw a card. There's other Pokemon that can do this too now, but back then it was basically that guy. And then the Swampert came out that could do that too. But what you did back then, you put any card on top of your deck with this guy, and then with Ludicolo, you drew that card. So it was like the Zoroark GX shit with Mallow. You basically grab whatever you want, instantly put it in your hand like that. And you would usually run a lot of good generic techs for the situation to disrupt your opponent. And you always had something to fuck him up. He was also a decent attacker, Ludicolo. We'll look at that guy too. Flame, 50 for 3, not great, but of course you're going to use this Pokemon for the ability. So, you know what, let me just go instantly and talk about Ludicolo. We don't have to do this with order. Where the fuck are you? Ludicolo. There you are. Both of Lotad and Lombre. Iconic art. It's just every card, man. Almost every card has like reprint art in here. If not all of it. For the ones that I don't remember. But yeah, Swing Dance. Once during your turn, you can draw a card. That's it. It's going to work with Macargo, of course. Not sure if it's going to be like a deck like in the EX era. But it has a nice attack too. Circular Steps. It does 70 for 3. But it's going to do 10 more damage for each Pokemon in play. So that's not bad. So if you have a full bench, what this means is that you do 130. It counts Ludicolo as well. And for everything else your opponent has, it adds from there. You know, with a Choice Band, your opponent running a few Pokemon, you can actually get one-hit knockouts on significant things. Not bad. With Skyfield, it gets even better. So who knows? Now the problem is, you're running a Stage 2 Pokemon and a Stage 1 Pokemon. Not sure if it's going to be as good. Back in the day, of course, we had the powerful before errata rare candy, so you could get these guys out quickly. But it's really nice. One of the best stage 2 Pokemon here for sure. The 140 HP is not the greatest, but because everything else is great, the ability is great, the attack is great, I feel this Pokemon is still good. Alright. What about you, motherfuckers? Do you do anything? Let's see. And yes, you do. An ability for Lombre. Aqua Lift. If this Pokemon has any water energy, the retreat cost is 0. Okay, that can be handy. Attack isn't anything that special. And Lotad. Choose a random card. Opponent shuffles it into the deck. Alright. Okay, so let's go back where we were. Get the best motherfucker for sure. And that is Blaziken. Man, I can't wait. The perfect Pokemon for someone like me. Let's look at the Torchic first. You don't do shit, just burn, okay. And Combuskin, I believe this guy, yeah, he has an ability as well. Natural Cure. Why do you have this? I don't know, but yeah, when you attach an energy to this Pokemon, remove all special conditions from it. Could be handy, I guess, maybe. If you're paralyzed or something, I don't know. And it does a 60 for 2 attack, but if you flip tails, it's not going to do anything. But of course, the great Pokemon is Blaziken. This is straight up like a remake from the original Blaziken from Ruby and Sapphire. Got reprinted in EX Power Keepers and was part of very powerful decks. And even was used in the damn DP era, I think, with Magmortar and shit. You could do that. So with the Fire Starter, once during your turn, you can attach a Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So this is Dynamotor from Electric, Bronzong's Metal Links, and Malamar's ability, whatever it's called. But you do this for Fire Energy. Perfect, perfect. It's a great energy type to accelerate. There's so many fire Pokemon that can do mass damage to kill things, but they need to discard energies. And of course, there's always Rayquaza. Now the problem is, this guy's a stage 2. Now, back in the EX era, fucking bus or whatever. Truck, anyway. Now, back in the EX era, it wasn't that bad. There wasn't really, this ability was pretty broken. And you brought your stage 2s with rare candy, of course. Now, though, it's kind of slow. I only see it being self-sufficient, like maybe you gonna power yourself up, maybe Blaziken EX, that guy's gonna be coming out too, Blaziken GX, excuse me. And maybe slower attackers that don't really need that much, or maybe they can do some shit. But to play this like you play Ray Eels or the Malamar deck, I really don't think so because it's stage 2, it's kind of difficult. Now on the flip side, this guy is a good attacker though, kind of. With Fire Stream, it does 90 damage for 3. You discard a Fire Energy attached to this Pokemon, and it's going to do 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you're going to do some good spread here, and 90 damage is alright. Maybe you can get some 2-hit knockouts. He's not that bad, I suppose, for a Pokemon that you would use for an ability. HP is nice. Retreat isn't that shabby yet too, I guess. So great Pokemon. I really just wish it's going to be good. I'll be able to use it. But because it's stage 2, it's going to have some rough time maybe. Alright. Then we go into Articuno GX, and this is where my gripes are going to start, because even though this set is so great, they just did some shit that I'm just like, why the fuck did you have to do this? Was this, what were you thinking when you did this? Okay, so Articuno GX. This Pokemon looks awesome, and like basically everything here, it is modeled after the Articuno EX from, I think, Fart and Leaf Green. EX Fart and Leaf Green, it was a secret rare over there. So, what it does, Legendary Ascent, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench, you may switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon if you do move any water energies from your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. So it's basically Tapu Koko GX's ability. Same shit. They've also have the same basic, just standard attack with Ice Wing. You do 130 straight and costs 3 energy, but of course is a water Pokemon. Now the difference is that guy though, they've got the same HP, but that guy has, actually no, it does have to retreat. Yeah, it's the weakness, yeah, the weakness is what I'm trying to say. That guy doesn't have a weakness, and his GX attack might be more useful too. Articuno GX just has Cold Crush. You discard all energy attached to both players' active Pokemon. So, does this mean you discard both players? Yeah, we're gonna lose our energies too. It doesn't seem that good unless there's an error again. But either way, it just does some discarding shit. And when I read it on PokeBeach, when it was revealed, I wasn't really impressed. It kind of sucks to be honest. And if you're gonna use that sort of tactic, Tapu Koko might be better too. Of course, since it's a water Pokemon, you can take advantage of Aqua Patch and some other great water support cards. But they just really kind of made it half-assed. It's not that good. Could have had a little bit more HP maybe, or a better retreat, or a better GX attack. It's not that special. I'm not really impressed. It's a little bit sad, honestly, Articuno. But maybe it does something, who knows. Could be something. Next up, we got some Gold and Silver Neo Genesis shit. Classic king of the Genesis, of the Neo formats actually, for Alligator. We got Totodile first though, and Crocodile. Okay, you guys don't know anything, don't do anything, but I know there are Totodile cards that could do Rage. Alright, big boy. So for Alligator, pretty iconic Pokemon from the Neo sets, from Neo Genesis when this guy came out. He ended up becoming king once all the broken trainers got rotated out from base set. He's really strong here too. 160 HP, not bad. 3 retreat is big, but we can work with it. You can also use Heavy Ball. And Downpour, as often as you like during your turn, you discard a water energy from your hand. So now you might be thinking, why the fuck do I want to do that? Well, the attack Riptide has perfect synergy. This attack does 20 more damage for each water energy in your discard pile. Then you shuffle all energy cards back into your deck. So, kind of too perfect, kind of too like synergigatic. Is that even a word? It has just maybe too good of synergy, is like so obvious. But this was broken back then, and it might be something too now. We've got a lot of amazing supporters and trainers and stuff to help this guy, so maybe if you bring him out, you can get one-hit knockouts. It might be possible. It also does times 20, which I'm pretty sure is more. That dude did like times 10 and needed 3 energy to attack. So he's pretty freaking broken. So 20 more damage for each water energy. So basically if you discard, let's say 8, 160, 170 with a choice band that's 200, 190, I think, yeah. So basically if you discard like 9 or 10, you knock out the most relevant Pokemon. It shouldn't be that difficult. If Alolan Ductrio can do it with all this stuff, I'm sure this guy can do it. The only difference is this guy can take a hit with 160 HP, and he has his ability to be self-sufficient. I guess you shuffle the energies back to the deck with his attack, a little bit different. But this guy might be good. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Alright. Next up, we've got Electro GX. Oh yeah. It's not gonna show the art. Let's see. Oh, it's still loading. Okay. Gotta love this guy's grin, smiling and shit. Cocky, confident. Electrode knows it's gonna blow up and kill you, but this Pokemon, again, based off a very famous Pokemon, Electrode EX, the original one, the only one actually. Once during your turn, you can knock out this Pokemon, and if you do, you attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like, excluding Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX. So they're bringing back that little limitation too. fine by me, perfect. Adds variety, I love that. So it's basically the same shit. High risk, high reward, but could be very powerful. You can grab any energy. It doesn't have to be basic, so you can grab like a couple of DCs if you want to, if you have them there, and make Pokemon like Mewtwo, maybe another Pokemon like that Gardevoir, just super fucked up. You're giving your opponent 2 prizes, but you know, it's not bad. I'm pretty sure it's going to be seen in combos. You're going to do some shit. Always a great little effect for crazy shit. And it has Energy Ball, 2 for 50 attack. And Crush and Burn, also the same attack from the Electrode. But it's a GX attack here. You discard as many energy as you like from your Pokemon. And this attack does 50 damage for each energy discarded. Now, so this is kind of like an extreme sort of a Rayquaza type of attack. I guess if you discard, let's say 3, you can do 180. You discard 4, you're doing 230, if my math is right, because I suck. So you do have the option to maybe kill something, I guess, with this, if you really want to. But for the most part, it's going to blow up for the effect, I believe. Great guy, great card though. I definitely see it seeing play. Man, there's just so many things that you can possibly do. You might use this with Rayquaza GX2 actually, which I'm not so hot about, but we'll get that. We'll get to it when we get to it. Okay, Chinchu and Lantern. Your art is familiar too. I should be from. Actually, I don't remember. Is it the Neo sets or the EX era? But energy grounding, once during your turn, when your Pokemon is damaged from your opponent's attacks, you may move an energy from that Pokemon to this Pokemon. So, from what I understand, is when you have your active dude, or maybe your bench dude, you can work from the bench too, gets hurt, you can move an energy from that guy to this Pokemon. And you can discard all energies from it, and it can do 140, I guess. Not that hot, but nice, I guess. Alright, we got the Mr. Mimes too. If you ask me, it was kind of a waste to bring these guys back. We actually have 2 of these because there were 2 in the Fire and Leaf Green set. They're pretty interesting. They can give some nice variety and can do some interesting shit for the game state. But I would have rather they brought something like Feraligatr GX or Flygon GX, something like that. Okay, so Mr. Mime GX, a basic Pokemon with 150 HP. Seems a little low, but he has a powerful ability, Magic Even. This Pokemon does not receive damage when your opponent's attacks would have done 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So basically, any prime number. Is it prime number the correct word? When it's not odds. Yeah. 160, 180, 200, 240, 220, or 260. But if it goes over that, you can hit the dude. So if you can do like 280, you can hit that. Which is why I feel like maybe they should have made it, it doesn't get hit, it only gets hit when when the number is odd. Yeah. And I think for the one that's here, the word is prime. I don't remember. English is not my first language, but you guys know, if you know about numbers, you know about maths. The other one does the opposite thing. And they have the same shit, I think, when it comes to attacks. You got Breakdown. For each card in your opponent's hand, you put a damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So, might be something if they have like a big hand, I guess, but they need really to have like at least fucking 7 cards maybe for this to do a little bit of damage, I guess. It's not that hot. And Life Trick GX, you heal all damage done to this Pokemon. Alright. But really, this guy is going to be used as a wall, I feel like. Maybe in certain decks, if they can't really change their damage up, they might be screwed with this guy, I guess. There's always Guzma and Lysander, but it's a pretty interesting ability to have. And let's look at the other dude. Where the fuck are you? Where are you, bitch? Wait, are they only including... There should be two. There's another one. Okay, I guess it's not here. Weird. But there's definitely another one that basically looks on the other side and does the same shit, but he blocks damage from 30, 50, 70, the odd numbers. Anyway, next up we got Gulpin and Swalot. Pretty slick art. Even though you don't do much, I guess you can poison and sleep the opponent. And then Swalot. This guy's always outclassed by Muck in the games, so the TCG is your only chance. It's got Amnesia. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks. They can't use that. And it does damage too. This is a nice little attack, to be honest, for 1 energy. Sometimes certain Pokemon only have 1 attack, so you can basically block them. They can't basically attack. If they have like an ability and only 1 attack, handy. It's probably not as handy as it used to be, but it's a good little first attack. And Swallow Up. If your opponent's active Pokemon HP is less than this Pokemon HP, this attack does 80 more damage. 120, I guess. Mediocre. We got Lunatone and Solrock. I'm pretty sure these guys work together. Yeah, old school combo once again. As long as you have Solrock in play, your opponent's fire Pokemon have no abilities. But not GX and EX Pokemon. That kind of sucks, if it's right. Cybolt doesn't do shit. And Solrock, any of your Lunatone in play have a maximum HP of 130. Okay, so they work kind of differently from what they did in the EX era, I'm pretty sure. And they're not that hot. Let's see you again. So I guess it's just fire Pokemon hate. Alright. Shuppet. Doesn't do shit. But Benetti GX is cool. So this Pokemon has 190 HP. A little bit lacking if you ask me for a GX Pokemon. But at least the other stuff is good. With Shady Move, once during your turn, you may move a damage counter from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. So you can do some combo shits with this. And functions on 1 energy, kind of like the Benetti EX, the original one. Fast Dude was one of the fewer faster decks, faster attackers, not focused on setup. You can do Shadow Chant, does 10 more damage for each supporter in your discard pile. And you can't count more than 10 supporter cards for this attack. So the maximum is 130 for 1. Maybe it's good that it has a limitation. Supporters aren't as easy to put in there like items, but should still be pretty easy in the expanded format with Battle Compressor and other shit. Can be pretty nice. And you got Tomb Hunt GX. Put 3 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Nice GX attack. So, nice little Pokemon that can work on its own, I guess. Make it its own deck, be its own attacker. I see this card being better in expanded though, because I don't think we have many ways to really easily ditch a bunch of supporters in the discard pile, but I could be wrong. Onyx. What you doing, Onyx? It's got Rage. Alright. But you need 2 fighting energies to do that. Not that good. But it actually has perfect synergy with Steelix. Gonna see this soon. Combos and shit. And Fanfee. Alright. And Donphan. I'm pretty sure this is from Ruby, the art, I think. Maybe. Can do Flail. So times 10 damage on this dude. 130 HP. I suppose it's okay, maybe still. And Rapid Spin. You do 50 and you switch this with one of your bench Pokemon. Then your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. So I don't see this guy doing the hidden switch stuff that the Donphan from Plasma Storm used to do. Because it needs 3 energy. But I guess the card is here. We got Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. Good stuff. Let's see. Skull Bash and Sandstorm. All Pokemon in play except fighting Pokemon receive 20 damage. Interesting. Tyranitar. Show me what you got. So it only has 2 attacks. Kind of disappointing. Tyranitar is famous for being the first Pokemon that had 4 attacks, I'm pretty sure. They should have done something like this again. But it's got 2 attacks. Slam. You flip 2 coins. It's going to do 60 damage times each heads. That's not good. I guess if you flip 3, maybe it would have been a different story. But that's not very good. And Trample. You flip a coin for each bench Pokemon. If heads, this attack does 60 damage to that Pokemon. Wow. It's going to do 120 for 4 though. Kind of average. But I guess it can do a lot of mass damage on the bench though. Could be something. 60 damage isn't anything to fuck with on everybody. 170 HP is a big guy. He's alright. He's alright. A lot of interesting Stage 2 Pokemon. Like I said though, they need to be really broken like Gardevoir GX because slow Pokemon are slow without the rare candy. We got Sableye. You got Excavate. Once during your turn, you may look at the top card of your deck. You can either return that to the top or discard it. Now this is interesting. This is a pretty nice ability. This guy can be used with a lot of decks actually. I feel like this is another Pokemon that can be used with Rayquaza GX. The card is going to be coming out. And other decks too. Maybe you can do this. Try and put supporters that way in the discard pile. No, it's probably not going to be efficient. But there's a lot of shit you can do. Like you reveal a card, you're thinking, okay, I don't need this, or I want this in the discard pile. Put it in there. It's essentially like you draw a card, thinning your deck. So it's pretty nice. And disable, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. Can't use it. Okay, I guess for a 10 energy attack, 1 energy. And classic, they didn't include a weakness for this guy like it used to be. Nice, I like that touch. Steelix. Okay, so this guy's cool as well. Excuse me. So based on the original Steelix from Neo Genesis, has very, very high HP, 190 HP for a stage 1. It's not exactly Wailord, but it's close. And it's great because this guy can actually attack. With the Onyx that I showed before, as you guys saw, it has Rage. It needs 2 energy to work, but at least it's something. You can maybe collect the damage on this guy, he might survive, and then you can do crazy damage in return. A little bit too, not complicated, but you need a few things to make it work. But at least it's a stage 1, so it's not bad. And I guess if you don't want to use that, you can just do, I guess, Tail Crush. Does 80 for 3, and if you get heads, it's going to do 120. It's not the greatest Pokemon, but they kind of modeled it after the Steelix from Neo Genesis. That Pokemon also wasn't. It had a lot of HP, but its attacks were kind of meh. The strategy was to tank using special metals, healing and stuff, with the berries from, that said, the gold berry and shit. And then eventually you could kill things with its attacks. It's kind of similar. Tackle isn't that impressive either, doing 2 for 30. Oh well. Still okay. Scizor GX. Okay, so heavy shit now. This is a good Pokemon from what I remember when I read it. So 210 HP, only 1 retreat, psychic resistance. Its stats are pretty great, you can't ask for better. It has danger perception. If this Pokemon's remaining HP is 100 or less, its attacks do 80 more freaking damage. So your opponent can play around this, but it's not as easy as it sounds. They either have to knock this Pokemon out in 1 hit, or be very careful with how they damage it, because Once you do get under that extra damage, uh, 80 is a lot, man. Steel Wing does 80 during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon will receive 30 less damage, so it even has this sort of fancy stuff, Scissor, to kind of fuck with your opponent. Make sure that you activate the ability, and with the ability active, this attack does 160 for 2. It's quite strong. With a choice band, that's 190. That's enough to kill a lot of things. So, strong, man. It's strong, fast, and Crosscut GX. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolved Pokemon, this attack does basically 200 damage. And I guess with the ability, you do 280, so you can knock out even Stage 2s easily, Stage 2 GX Pokemon. So this is a pretty straightforward Pokemon, a pretty strong Pokemon, if you ask me. Like I said, people can play around the ability, but it's easier said than done. I feel there's a lot of partners for this card, since it's a metal Pokemon too. There's a lot of shit you can do, and it's just pretty solid. Can't say anything bad about it, honestly. Now, maybe I guess it wanted another attack besides the Steel Wing, just an attack that maybe can do more damage once you build it up. You can only use Crosscut once, but if you activate the ability, it should be enough. I guess what you want to do is go fast with this guy, since it only needs 2 energies. Not bad. Molly. Search your deck for an item card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If that card was a Pokemon tool, you can attach it to one of your Pokemon. Wow, so kind of like an improved effect from the Lapras that grabbed items. I think it came out in Breakpoint, maybe. And Bite Off. If it's a GX or EX Pokemon, it's going to do 50 damage for 2. Alright. Alright, and now for my favorite shit, of course. We got the Salamence. We got the Bagon here. Love it. Original dragon art. Pretty great, man. Doesn't do shit, of course, as a little basic Pokemon, but it's great. Man, it just pains me to look at this as a dragon card. I wish it was colorless. But I guess I'm just a fucker like that. Shelgon too. You got Energy Guard. Any damage under this Pokemon is reduced by 20. So kind of like the original Shelgon it's based on. 20 damage though instead of 10 that it blocks. Alright. And of course the cool guy is Salamence GX. Based around on one of my favorite cards, of course, the original Salamence EX from EX Deoxys. And it has 2 good things and a disappointing thing. So for starters, it's a stage 2 Pokemon, 250 HP is pretty standard, nice. To retreat is okay, it'll do. Weakness to Fairy annoys me, but that's how it is, I guess, being Dragon. And Dragon Lift, the retreat cost for each of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX, is 0. So basically you can help all of your guys besides GX and EX Pokemon. So it can't help itself, but it can help your smaller guys, I suppose. Might be something. Bright Flame is the best thing on this card. You do 200 damage for 4 energy and you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Now, we have a lot of ways to sort of power up this guy. Of course, it's going to be difficult since it's a stage 2 Pokemon. It's not going to be the same as if it was a basic Rayquaza. But there's going to be a lot of good Dragon support in Dragon Storm when that shit comes out too. There's a few things you can do in Expanded, like maybe use the Reshiram from, what's it called? Roaring Skies. A lot of shit you can do. There's the double Dragon Energy, you can use DCE, and the damage is good. With a Choice Band, it's going to do 230. You can kill anything, and that's not even factoring the Vart Field. So it's not that bad, in my opinion. The annoying thing is the GX attack. They just it's kind of half-assed. They just were like, okay, we need a GX attack too, to base this on the original Deoxys EX Salamence. We need the GX attack as well. So what are we gonna give him? Let's give him a shitty Snipe. That's basically it. It's a 3 energy Snipe, 120. Having a Snipe can be handy that you can do even if it's just you can do this once. The damage is pathetic though. Come on. I mean, Greninja GX does 130, I feel like, and Entei does 150. Dude, you can't be serious. On Salamence, it should have done like 160 if you ask me, at least 150 on anything. That should have been the effect. 120 is pretty shit, honestly. You can still get the job done, I guess, and expand it to kill something like a Shaymin EX for 2 prizes, or just kill something, but it kind of sucks if you ask me. I wish it was better. I guess it's there. Whatever. So of course this card is beautiful. I wish it was colorless. Not dragon, because I like the colorless dragon Pokemon better for Salamence and shit. This is a flying Pokemon. I've been waiting for them to make one for a long time. That's good. You best believe I'm going to try and use this when it comes out. Try and make it work. Got Kangaskhan. Draw a card, Headbutt, and 1-2 punch. And that's it. You got Dunsparce. Looks familiar. Yeah, from the Sandstorm set review I've made. Yeah, it just feels like I'm reviewing one of the classic sets doing this. I'm not tricking you guys. This is new shit. This is Dunsparce that can grab Pokemon on the bench. Strike and run. You search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon, put them on your bench, and then you can switch like the original one of our bench Pokemon. I don't think it has improved much. The HP I think is the same, maybe. Might even be weaker actually. I think the other one has 60 HP. And the attack doesn't really matter, but is a nice little call for family, dude. Grabs 3 basic Pokemon of anything, and you have the option to switch to if you want to do that, if you really want to. So who knows? Maybe since we're gonna lose Bridget, people are gonna start playing this guy again. It's definitely a useful Pokemon. I definitely see myself running it in certain decks. It's not bad when you can afford to put an extra basic Pokemon. You never know, it might help your consistency. Ho. So a flying Ho-Ho, cool. Can only do Rainbow Burn, 30 more damage for each different type of energy attached to this Pokemon. So Ho-Ho has had this attack a million times, but this time it can actually work, I think. The other times they just do it kind of shit, many of them. But this is going to do 30 already, and for each different one, 30 more. So you can do 120 for 3, I guess, and you can go from there. So maybe it can work. I don't know. Who knows? Alright, and now, man, this just might be my favorite. I know I talk about I love Salamence, but this might be my freaking favorite. So, Slacking. I've been waiting for them to make a good Slacking card for a very, very fucking long time. When they released it in Flashfire and Furious Fists, I wasn't impressed. Then I think they released another one. Maybe, I don't remember. I wasn't impressed. The ones in Dragon Exalted wasn't good. This might be good. It has 160 HP, is a big motherfucker, and it has a very powerful ability, Lazy. So as long as this guy is active, all of your opponent's Pokemon abilities are negated. Only your opponent's, it doesn't negate yours like Garbodor, but of course he has to be active. So this can be pretty good, and he's not that bad of an attacker too. Might be a little bit difficult, but he can do some shit. I'm going to show you guys. So first of all, with critical move, works with any energy. You can just slap a DC and any kind of energy. And you do 160. Great. You have to discard an energy and then it can attack. But it's alright for a 3 energy attack, I suppose. And if you don't want to do that, you can actually use Vigoroth under him and use Rage, like the Ruby and Sapphire Vigoroth has Rage attack. It's going to do more damage if this guy has damage counters on. Now, of course, you have to use like a Memory Berry or whatever way we have to reuse attacks. I'm not sure if we can do this yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to bring a card that can do that back. If not, I guess there's the Stadium from Primal Clash and Expanded, I suppose. But I really like this card based on the Ruby and Sapphire original Slacking art. It's just perfect. Love it. Slack off doesn't do anything. But I mean, I guess it does use slack off, so you can use it with a memory berry to heal. And that's it. All that's left is the trainers. We get some pretty interesting stuff. Energy recycle system. I love that this card is coming back. This is basically rescue stretcher for energies. You can grab a basic energy, put it into your hand, or shuffle 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Now, I really just want to find a way to add this in my energy acceleration decks, but only grabbing 1 energy is weaker than energy retrieval. And even though you can, it kind of acts like a super rod too for energies, I think I'd rather just straight up use super rod if I'm going to use that in stretcher. But it's definitely a good card. It's just too bad it's maybe not suited for most decks. They would rather run stretcher and super rod. So we got energy switch. It's just energy switch with the ruby sapphire art. You got super scoop up. Same shit. And then we got rare candy reprint. And unfortunately, what the fuck? Can this? Oh shit. Are they gonna bring back the old school rare candy? It says choose one of your base Pokemon. Evolve that. It doesn't bring the limitation. Wow, is this like an error or is this real? I don't know, I'm gonna have to double check. Holy shit. Okay, so if they bring it like this, they're gonna bring the old rare candy back with this. That's pretty hot news. This is gonna shake things up, I feel like. But it could just be an error. It could just be the rare candy effect as we know it now. Wow. Alright. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna have to check it out. Fuck. Yeah, a little bit. Not prepared here. Maybe I should have known this before. Let's see here. Okay, but life herb, flip a coin, heal 60 and all that shit, okay. And you got Friend Ball. This is a new card. Search your deck for a Pokemon of the same type as your opponent's active Pokemon. Put it into your hand. So this can be pretty interesting, I guess, when we don't have a lot of options, but for as long as we have things like Nest Ball, it's probably going to be better. We got Pokemon Navigator, Pokenav. Look at the 3 top cards of your deck. You may place 1 Pokemon or energy card to your hand, then return remaining cards top of your deck. Okay, kind of like the original Pokenav. Pretty cool. It's probably not as good as Trainer's Mail. You only reveal 3, and I guess you have the option for 2 card types, a Pokemon or an energy. But grabbing trainer cards is more valuable. There's just better ways to grab energies and Pokemon. But it might be handy. I mean, it might be something to put because I'm really missing Trainer's Mail in my decks. You got the Switch. I love this shit. Coolest art if you ask me for Switch maybe. And you got Lure Ball too. Flip 3 coins for each head search or discard pile for an evolution Pokemon. Put it into your hand. Wow. So this is like a timer ball for the discard pile, but you flip 3 coins. So I guess it might be better. The luck factor is still there, but maybe it's like a good stretcher, I guess. Nah, stretcher is still better. I guess if you get 2 heads, you can get more shit, but stretcher is just too flexible. And then we got Underground Expedition. This is a straight remake of the original one. Look at the bottom 4 cards of your deck. Put 2 cards from your. You choose any 2 cards, put them into your hand, and then you put the other 2 bottom of your deck in order. So this card is the same Underground Expedition effect. It's fine reprinting this effect like that, but the other cards like Bill and TV Reporter, not good. So Underground Expedition, this might be a pretty solid card when we don't have a lot of good supporters. Might see play. Okay, but the TV Reporter and Bill's Maintenance kind of pissed me off. One of the few gripes I have with this set. They basically remade TV Reporter. This is Gabby, cool shit, and Bill's Maintenance, but they didn't update the effect. So this is draw 3 cards and then discard 1. So back then this was a good card, but right now it's just a shittier Charon, a shittier how, whatever card. I don't know. Now you might be saying, well, when those cards rotate out, maybe, it should be good. But I don't think so. There's going to be cards that are better no matter what. So it's kind of like they just make it as a collector's card. That's it. It's like, okay, we're going to make this, but just to make this, we're not going to make it good for you to use it. It's just pandering, I guess, for old shit. And I really don't want that. For a lot of these cards, they improved them. Maybe for some, it's just not enough. But the idea is to bring them back and improve them, not just bring them back for the fuck of it. The same with Bill's Maintenance. You shuffle one card from your hand into your deck, and then you draw 3. In specific situations, this card and fucking TV Reporter, you might just be, oh yeah, I'm glad I can ditch a card and shuffle a card into the deck to make this combo and shit. But that's like 1 in a 5,000 chance that you're gonna be happy. 9 times out of 10, you'd rather have your straight 3 draw if you're gonna use Cherry and shit. So I'm not too keen on them. You got Copycat, same as all the copycats. You shuffle your hand into your deck, draw as many of your opponent's cards in hand. Pretty solid, nice shit. As always, got Rainbow Energy reprint and just a full art. Look pretty slick, all of them. Wow, this Underground Expedition chick, man, it just really reminds me of the Metal Slug stage. The shit, the second stage where you go to the mummies and shit. Oh well. Oh, an Apricot Maker. Forgot about that card. What the fuck? So this is one of the cards that can do some Bridget shit. You search your deck for up to 2 item cards with ball in the name. Reveal them and put them into your hand. So essentially, you can grab 1 less Pokemon. Since it's going to grab 2 balls, you maybe grab 2 Pokemon, I guess, if you grab 2 nest balls. But it's very flexible because you can search your balls, so it thins the deck, or you can search something else, I guess, like maybe if you run Timer Ball, maybe you run other balls, you can actually search Ultra Ball with this. So it's pretty flexible. This might be actually a very good card people are going to use in decks. It makes the value of Ultra Ball become even higher, if you ask me. Man, if this card was around when we had, I mean, we're still going to have the Darkrai GX actually, but we won't have Darkrai X. And it really just helps you so much to just set the shit up. I can use this to search the Ultra Ball, grab another ball and shit, maybe discard the Darkrai GX, and it just helps with combos like that. So very, very nice card from the Neo sets, for sure. So that's basically the set, guys. It is like a dream set for me. 66 cards, 86 with the full art and secret rares. So this might be bundled in. They might bundle like some of the cards, some of the EX cards with the Celestial Storm, the Hoenn set, and then bundle the gold and silver stuff with the Johto set that's going to come after that. I've confirmed that it's going to happen. The next set after Celestial Storm is the Johto one. So yeah, they're just, before the set comes out, you already know there's another set. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but yeah, the sets are coming. Always coming. Nintendo making money. But they might do it that way. They might just mix the whole set like this with Celestial Storm. It might be even better for me. Or they just might make a special set like they did with Shining Legends. Or they'll do with Dragon Storm, something like that. I hope they don't do it, because they fucking make it a pain in the ass to get them. You have to get some of these like pin blister shits or special boxes and shit. They're kind of usually too expensive to justify. But they're probably going to do it because they know, oh shit, since we're pandering to some collector guys like me, make it a pain in the ass for them to get so that we make more money like that. Hope they don't do it, but they might, just to be a pain in the ass. But other than that, this set is just so great, perfect for someone like me. I had a lot of things more to say, but yeah, I should have made this video long before. Anyway, but I rambled long enough, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. This set is going to be coming. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it. Yeah, awesome. Hope they keep doing things like this in the future too.